Hi, everybody. My name is Rosela Sigalski. I'm the job coach from National Leader Service Center, or like a lot of people know it as NSC. Today's video is going to provide a lot of good information. And this information is very interesting because it actually comes from NSC. It's one of the programs that we have currently at NSC. The name of this program is Inspire. And one of the members, one of the case managers that work every day for this program, improve this program, her name is Daria Nemati. And Daria Nemati is going to be with us today as a guest speaker, and she's going to be able to talk a little bit about the program as a whole and also two programs that are available for young adults. Thank you so much, Daria, for being with me today and for joining me. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Daria, the first thing that I would like you to talk a little bit to our viewers is about Inspire. I understand Inspire as any other programs that are available at National Learning Service Center. It has a story and it has a purpose behind. So tell me a little bit about what is Inspire as a program.
Yeah, of course. So the Inspire program works as an intensive case management program. So me and my coworker are the case managers on the program, and we work with clients who have extensive medical needs, whether that's a physical disability or a developmental disability, looking to connect them to services that already exist here in Philadelphia, working to help navigate the healthcare system, which, as we all know, here in the US is just not so easy. And we're also very fortunate to have a partnership with the Jefferson Occupational Therapy Program. So we have graduate students who come in to work with some of our clients to offer occupational therapy services on
And
top of the case management.
And these type of services that you guys provide is or only for available for young adults or is for everybody?
No, so the Inspire program is for all immigrants and refugees who fall under the ORR immigration status. So that's refugees, T visa holders, asylees, um, Haitian immigrants, and we also offer another specific group that we work with for LEP individuals, so people who speak limited English and who have developmental and or intellectual disabilities. And so we work with these two groups to serve kind of this bigger population, but it's of all ages. We work with a lot of elderly clients in regards to medical conditions, but also a lot of children in working alongside with their schools to ensure that they're getting the proper services.
Okay, so you and another case manager are part of this Inspire program, okay? Right?
Yes,
Correct.
correct.
So the reason why we decided to make this video, and I think it's very exciting, is that right now through this program, NSC is offering two different youth programs. So my understanding that the first one is destination graduation, and the second one is high school youth group. Can you please talk a little bit about both programs and how those two programs are started?
Yeah, of course. So I'll start with youth group because that came along a little bit earlier, and then we added on the destination graduation portion. But we started youth group, which is a program for high school age students, so students ages 15 to 21. And the program itself started through that partnership that we have with the Jefferson Occupational Therapy students. So they facilitated the first youth group in fall of 2018. So we're almost on year 3 of providing the program, which is great. And it's meant to build life skills and prepare high school students for adulthood and moving on into that new part of their life. So we, together with NSC staff and the occupational therapy students, we've been able to create a program that will allow students to really find a community within the participants, but also build skills such as we've done programs related to time management, money management, college preparation, healthy relationships, all along those lines. And then We had that group run for 8 weeks in the fall and then 8 weeks again in the spring. So we offered it twice. And then in the summertime, we also added on a little summer camp. So we were able to provide students with the opportunity to go on some fun trips, be outside a little bit more. So it really was, we were able to form these relationships within the group. So among high school students that are from all over the city, from all different high schools, from all different backgrounds, who speak all different languages, which was just a really unique thing to watch these relationships grow, because they all share the similarity in that they do have parents or maybe themselves who come from different countries, who are experiencing life here in America a little bit differently than someone who is growing up with American parents and
Yeah.
has lived here their entire lives. And so they share that, and it's really cool to watch them kind of grow together in these new skills that they're gaining from youth group. So then we kind of merged that into a new program. So the same population we're serving the high school aged students, we added on destination graduation, which again is facilitated by the occupational therapy students. And this allowed for a little bit more structure in that school support area. So whether that's students who need help with homework or schoolwork that they're falling behind on, or whether it's a student who's excited to go to college but doesn't have the necessary tools. So, assisting with financial aid applications and assisting with learning how to find scholarships, or really the college application itself. So, that's more of like one on one support or small group support that the occupational therapy students are able to provide. And it's created also a bit of a mentorship program, with the high school students being able to really connect with graduate school students.
And the destination graduation, when did it start?
That started in fall 2019, so just this past fall we kicked it off, and it was always happening an hour and a half before youth group. So there was a good hour and a half chunk right after school started at 4 p.m. And that was until 5:30, and then 5:30 to 7 o'clock is when youth group would happen. And this was Wednesday nights when we were in person. And now
Yeah,
we've
that's what I was
transitioned to
gonna
a bit
ask
of
you.
a
Yeah. So these two programs, they are in person. They're offered in person
yes, they were
right
offered
now.
in person, and we've transitioned to online. So they're offered through Zoom now.
So, and both of them are available right now.
Correct. So we are hosting destination graduation for an hour from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. on Wednesdays. And that's done on Zoom through the option to do breakout rooms. So that allows for one occupational therapy student to work with one of the students one-on-one. We have a student right now working on resume building, a student working on SAT prep, and a few other more homework-based things as well.
What would you say is the difference between high school youth group and destination graduation?
So the destination graduation is really focused on what the individual is looking for, and what assistance they might need within the school realm, within the preparing for college. Those
So
more
kind of
the
like
application
trying to
based.
understand what that person wants and
Yeah, getting that one-on-one support for
planning.
whatever they need assistance with in the moment. So whether it's working on SAT prep, walking through different problems together, whether that's building a resume. And then youth group, on the other hand, is more of that collaborative, community building, social support environment. So we have a lot of discussion based programming where we discuss kind of those heavier, maybe a little more tricky topics, and skill building on top of that. So doing activities that will help them with skills that they're going to use probably when they're off in their next journey, whether that's working full time, whether that's applying to college, going to a training program. So those kind of more adulthood skills.
Yeah. So do they have to join both? Let's say there's a person who is interested in high school youth group. that person also must enjoy destination graduation, or vice versa, or there's no actually requirement?
There's there's no requirement to do both. A lot of our youth group members often take advantage of destination graduation because it's available, and if they're working on something, it's a nice way. They've already built that rapport and kind of connection with the occupational therapy students in that semester or year long that they're working together, and so it's nice to have a familiar face to kind of help out with those things, but there's no obligation. And we've also been able to open up destination graduation to a few new clients who needed assistance with a medical school application or looking for scholarships for graduate school. So destination graduation has also opened up a little bit outside of that just high school age group, but really that focus on higher education and support for that.
You mentioned earlier when you started talking about high school youth group that that one is running 3 times during the year, right?
Yeah, so we always have a fall semester and a spring semester, and it's
In
between like,
summer.
yeah, and then we started this summer like camp, so less structured, a little bit more out
On a
and.
phone note.
Yeah, yeah. Youth group is fun too during the week or during the semesters. But yeah, in the summertime, getting outside a little bit more and really experiencing the city of Philadelphia. So, like doing scavenger hunts and things like that.
And what about destination graduation? That's also running during this like the same time that high school youth group is running as well.
Correct, correct. And it's
So
always
they're
paired back
they
to back so that if a student wants to do both, it's just easier.
okay. And I don't want to forget this. Do they have to be an NSC client, like a current NSC client, in order for them to have access or participate in any of these two programs?
So they need to have some connection to NSC, but whether that's that they were a former client or their parents are a client or another family member is a client, um, it's open as long as there's some connection to NSC. Then they're more than welcome to join, and we are excited to expand the group.
How do you guys normally promote these two programs?
So mostly we've been reaching out to case managers and staff in general. We always create flyers for every semester and reach out to case managers who then reach out to their clients or clients' children. And that's how we get most of our participants.
Are parents they're involved, the parents during these programs, or they're not involved at all?
No, so we keep youth group and destination graduation to just the students. So even if the word was first passed along through a parent, we actually keep the space just high school students and the NSC staff and OT graduate students in order to keep that kind of tight knit support circle so that our clients feel comfortable um, expressing themselves in those times.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. That must be something really nice for them, right?
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, they've seriously built some great friendships, and they communicate outside of youth group, which is great to see because, they're not going to the same schools and they may not live in the same neighborhoods, but they've created relationships and they're excited to see each other when they come to group or to destination graduation every week. And that pause that we had between being in person and then being unsure how we're going to continue when things
Yeah.
are all remote and online, was really tricky because all of the students were really missing seeing each other. We're really missing coming to NSC. We're missing the youth group in general. And so when we had the opportunity to move things to Zoom and continue the programming online, the kids were ecstatic, and it was really cool to see.
Okay, so you answered that question for me. I was gonna ask you like, what was the platform you guys were using like to actually keep running this program?
Yeah, so we're using
So
Zoom, and
Zoom.
it seems to be working well. And I think a lot of our students use it for school too. So it's at least it's easy to navigate, easy-ish to navigate, and it's something they're familiar with.
So if we do have students who want to, who would like to participate, how can they communicate with you guys? How
So
normally gotta be the process?
yeah, we usually ask the case managers to refer students to me as the youth group facilitator, and then I bring, give them the information they need. I'm also happy to be a contact if any student wants to just learn a little bit more. I'm happy to either have them email or call me just to discuss if if they have a question about destination graduation or youth group. But we usually get the case managers from different programs to reach out to me with referrals.
Oh, so it has to be through a case manager first. So they is there any way like they can send an email to you, for example, or maybe call you through your Google Voice number, or it has to
Yeah,
be through the case
I mean, usually the word gets out through the case manager, but if there is a student that's interested and wants to learn more, they're welcome to email me. And if you want to include my email, that sounds great.
Yeah, that's actually the reason I was asking you that, like, since we are doing this video right now, so uh, maybe there's gonna be students who are gonna watch the video, and we'll try to communicate with you, who are the person involved in these two programs.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely reach out, ask questions. We're excited to, again, expand our group and have more students join us.
Is there a deadline where for
So,
people, these students, to join any of these two programs?
there's no deadline, and it's really, especially with destination graduation, you're bringing in what you need, and it's the support that you need, and we're here to offer it. So even if you're just dropping in one time, you just need help. You want someone to look at your application, look at an essay you've written. Um, we can get that set up as long as we know in advance, so that we can make sure that we have someone paired up with you, so that we continue that one-on-one support that I think has really been helpful. And right now we do have 6 occupational therapy students that work with us. I'm also involved with destination graduation. And the more need we get, the more we can find people to help out. So just as long as we know ahead of time.
Yeah, of course, of course. Well, I'm really looking forward for people to watch this video, either parents or students, uh, and they can connect with you guys. I think this is a very good opportunity, especially because it's NSC is promoting these two youth groups. That's one thing. The second thing is, like, they don't have to pay anything for
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
I mean,
And
I
when
think that's
we're
like the one of the best perks.
Definitely, definitely. And obviously, the situation's a little bit different while we're online, but when we're in person, we also do offer two-way bus passes, so that our students don't need to pay to get to and from group, and then also full dinner pretty much. And we um, provide the materials to create dinner, and we all kind of cook our dinner together with the resources that we do have in the office. So it's nice to also get a nice meal in and get your SEPTA passes. So really, it's no cost to the
That's really
student.
nice. I didn't know about
Um,
the SEPTA passes and meals. That
yeah,
sounds like
yeah.
that
So
sounds
there's
like
a
good.
pause on that while we're not in person, but as soon as we're ready to go back, that'll be back in there as well.
Yeah, of course. You don't at this point. You guys don't have any idea where you're gonna be able to go back to the in person.
No, at this
Uh,
point, we'll probably continue with finishing up our program for the spring, which will end at the end of May, and then starting to build back up to see what's going on this summer. But for now, it's just a question mark for all of us.
yeah, yeah, I understand. So it's going to come to an end by the end of May. Both programs.
Yes, correct. And then we'll start back up probably sometime at the end of June or early July.
Oh, okay. Wow. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Um, can you please provide your email address, Daria?
Yeah. My email is dnemati@nscphila.org.
Perfect. Thank you so
And
much. Anything you would like to add before we leave?
that's it. Just we're excited to have new folks. Um, please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. And again, we have a great group, and we're always looking to expand. So come on down.
Yeah, for sure. So we also gonna make sure to add your contact info on the blog, and also below the this video, so hopefully parents and students can contact you guys.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be great.
Yeah.
We look forward to it, and our students have a great time. And I know that we've come up with a pretty good online based program as well. So if we continue online in the summer as well, we'll make sure that there's something fun.
Yeah, I really understand the reason why you guys decided to come up with these two programs. Honestly, when I was in that age, not too long ago, back in my country, I didn't have this type of support. So when we, in general, people don't have this type of support. So we obviously tend to make more mistakes than when you have like people mentoring, people like who know that where the resources are, what resources they have, and in they can actually guide you to make better and informed decisions. So I really
Exactly,
understand.
exactly. And just having someone who's already gone through it and to help you out
Yeah.
is just so helpful.
Yeah.
And getting kind of that support that maybe is not so common in the school because, our clients have different immigration status, they have different backgrounds
Yeah,
in what
that's true.
their parents or other family members had for education. And so, really, getting some support in that is helpful. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's true. That's also true. The background is completely different from like an American student, right? Yeah.
Exactly, exactly.
And like I said before, and on top of that, it's free, so they don't even have to
No
pay
cost.
to get all this mentoring and coaching from you guys.
Yeah, definitely,
I think that's
definitely.
really amazing. Then thanks for what you're doing. I really think it's amazing what you guys are doing.
And thank you for having us here, and I'm glad we can share this program with more people.
Of course, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining to me and Dara today. Looking forward to hear from you guys. I'm also gonna leave my contact information below. And if you want me to get more information about these two programs from Inspire, so let me know as well, and I can also refer you to that. It's easier for you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate all the time and all the information you have provided to all of us. Thank you.
Of course, and thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.